Hey guys, Grady's mom here, and today I wanted to do a little bit different of a video that I normally do. I'm not reviewing anything, I'm not packing anything. I just wanted to talk about a topic that I get asked a lot about, and that is how I'm able to be a stay-at-home mom and live on one income and live well. And again, I've had a lot of people ask me questions or message me or ask me for advice. So I figured I would do a video and kind of talk about some things that made it easy for me and my family personally to transition from two incomes to one. I'm going to tell you a backstory first. Before we had Grady, we both worked. I worked part-time, but luckily I was fortunate to have a part-time job that did pay closer to a full-time salary, and my husband always has worked full-time, always. And what we did was, when I became pregnant, we knew that the ultimate goal was for me to stay home, so I actually saved a lot of money from my checks with the intention to have that money to help get us through when we went from two incomes to one. When I stopped working, when my son was born, we actually just did a lot of lifestyle changes. Some advice I can give is definitely mentally prepare before the little one comes along. If you're on the same path where you want to be a stay-at-home mom, you're going to have to make sacrifices. Before we had kids, we would go out to dinner, 2 to 3 times a week. We would eat lunch out, on lunch breaks we would just buy lunch, whether it was just, Subway or pizza or going out to lunch. All of that really adds up. For me personally, this is not for everybody, but for me personally, before I had my son, I would get my nails done every 2 weeks. I would get a pedicure every 2 weeks. I would get my hair done every 6 weeks, as far as like color and cut or whatever. All of those things, I didn't completely cut them out of my life, but I just changed how frequently I went. So now I still get my hair done, my color, my cut, but I don't go every 6 weeks. Now I'll go more like 8 to 10 weeks. Now that my hair is dark, it doesn't require as much maintenance. So for me, that was just a sacrifice that I could make. Rather than going every 6 weeks, I can stretch it to 8 or 10 weeks. As far as like my nails and my manicures and pedicures, I try to go once a month versus twice a month for each. So I get my pedicure done once a month and my nails done once a month. And then in between my actual nail appointments, I just do my own nails, which obviously saves money because it's free using the things that you have at home. Back to the eating out and lunch breaks and getting food on lunch and all of that. We definitely don't deprive ourselves and never go out to eat. We definitely still go out to eat. I would say probably once a week. We go out to dinner as a family. But now I find that by meal planning and writing things down and being able to see exactly the meals that I want to make every week, it helps me because I visually can see what the plan is for me to make. And then when I do my grocery shopping, I can buy all of those things to make the meals. So I will probably cook on the average 4 dinners a night, 4 dinners a week. And those 4 dinners, usually I can get like some leftovers, so maybe one night we'll have leftovers. And then the leftovers for dinner I use to eat my lunch at home, or my husband can bring it to work. So I try to make a little bit extra when I'm making my dinner so that I can have food for me for the next day, and Grady and my husband can bring some. So leftovers are definitely your friend, so keep that in mind when you're making your dinners, to make extra if that's possible. And then sometimes, again, we have leftovers. Like Tuesday, I might make a dinner, and then Thursday we'll have the leftovers from Tuesday or something like that. The main thing, too, I find is you definitely don't want to feel deprived, because I feel like if you feel deprived all the time, whether it's, financially not being able to go out and splurge and do something once in a while, or if you need something, as far as if you need a new jacket or your kid needs new shoes, or you're feeling like, you can't ever obtain all that and you're feeling just really deprived, that might be an indication that you might want to consider going back to work. Just because being a stay-at-home mom is not for everybody, and not just financially. Some people just are career people, and that's great. I give props to all moms, whether they choose to stay home or to work. Both are extremely hard. Being a career mom is hard, and being a stay-at-home mom is hard. One doesn't make you any better than the other does. So, give it a try. Some people try to be stay-at-home moms and it just doesn't work for them. Whether it is financially it doesn't work, or just it doesn't feel like it's the right fit. So if you are thinking about becoming a stay-at-home mom, definitely give it a try, almost like a trial run. And if you feel that it's a better fit for you to go back to work, that's fine. It doesn't mean that you failed as being a stay-at-home mom. For me personally, it's just what I wanted. For us, it works. We're fortunate that my husband has a good job, and a big reason why we're able to maintain, a nice lifestyle is because we chose to move. So we used to live in New York. For those who aren't familiar with my channel or just started following my channel, we are originally from New York. We lived there almost our whole life, my husband and I. And in March, we actually put our house in New York on the market thinking we had a year or two before the house sold. Well, lo and behold, the house sold in less than a week. So here we are now in South Carolina. We are about 1 month out from moving into our brand new house that we just had built. And it's pretty close to my dream home. And the only reason this was possible for us is because the fact that we moved. In New York, to have our dream home would probably have taken about 5 to 7 more years because it's so much more expensive there to live. So now that we're here in South Carolina, the cost of living is about half of what it is in New York, which is why we are able to have our dream home so much earlier than we thought that we would. So obviously moving isn't an option for everybody. Not everybody can just pick up and move out of their state and get their dream home. I'm not saying that's obtainable for everybody, but if it's something you're considering about making a move or relocating, I feel like if you can do it now, why wait 10 years, even 5 years? I just feel that everybody's situation is different. And if your ultimate goal is to be able to be a stay-at-home mom, whether you don't have kids yet or you already have children, take a look at your life, take a look at the big picture, see if relocation is an option, if that's something that you're interested in. If it's not an option, or if you're not looking to relocate, then just really take a look at everything overall, the big picture in your life, what you spend your money on. Do you have credit card debt? There's so many factors that go into being a stay-at-home mom and just being a mom in general. For us, we were able to pay off all of our credit card debt when we moved using the equity or the money, the profit that we made from the sale of the house in New York. So being debt-free has really taken a huge weight off of our shoulders. I just read recently that the average American family has $20,000 in just credit card debt alone. So obviously an amount like that would be a burden on anybody. The number one piece of advice that I can sum everything up in is don't live beyond your means. And there's lots of different ways that you can do that. A couple ways that we stay within our means is we try to buy things that are quality over quantity. So, for example, if I want to go shopping for new clothes, say for the fall, for example, rather than me buy 20 pairs of jeans and 20 shirts from maybe more inexpensive stores where, I'd be able to get a lot of clothes, but the quality might not be there, I would choose to go a different route where I might buy 5 pairs of pants and 5 shirts and make them, maybe they'll be more expensive per item, but the quality is going to last me a long time. I have jeans, literally, guys, that are like 7 to 10 years old that people have asked me, oh, where did you get those, thinking that I just got them. Because yes, maybe they cost a lot of money when I purchased them, but if you choose to buy quality items, they're going to last longer. And also on top of that, I take care of my clothing a lot. That's just one example. Another thing is I definitely shop the sales. I shop all year round and I shop ahead. So maybe if the summer clothes are on sale now and it's fall and the summer clothes are on clearance, I will buy ahead for next year, whether it's for me, my husband, or my son. Not all the time, but I do buy a couple things ahead if they're on clearance for the next year. For vacations, we're actually going on vacation literally today. I'm just waiting on my husband to get home in a couple hours. And what we do is we take one vacation a year, and usually it's a mini vacation or an abbreviated vacation. We usually go for like 3 to 4 days rather than, let's say, 7 to 10 days vacation. Or maybe we would just do like 2 weekend getaways a year rather than a full week vacation. That's just personally us. Some people prefer just to take a longer vacation, which is fine too. So these are just some random things that I wanted to talk about because, again, everybody's situation is different, but this is what works for us. And the number one thing is we don't live beyond our means. We try to take care of the things that we have. We try to look for good deals. We try not to keep up with the Joneses, which is a big thing, especially in America. You know, we're always looking at what everybody else has and maybe comparing ourselves, and I've been there too. I'm not saying that I haven't. I've definitely had my moments where I thought, oh, look at those, you know, those people, they have it all. They have, you know, the house with the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids, and they just have the perfect life. And in reality, nobody's life is perfect. My life isn't perfect. Your life isn't perfect. None of our lives are perfect. So if possible, just really try not to compare yourself to other people and what they look like they have on the surface. Because honestly, guys, we're all fighting the same battle. We're all trying to do the same thing here, which is succeed at life and be the best people that we can and the best moms that we can. And it gets hard, you know, not to feel jealous or, you know, competitive with other people. But I just try to always, you know, change my mind when I start to go down that road, because I've been there. I think we all have at some point in our lives, and whenever I start to feel, you know, jealous or competitive, or, you know, feeling like my life isn't good enough and what I have isn't good enough, I try to just get that out of my mind and say, you know, you're blessed for what you have. We all are blessed for what we have. You know, we all do the best that we can. And if we're not doing the best that we can, then try to do the best that you can, because honestly, we're all fighting the same battle. I know this was super random. My mind is kind of cluttered right now because I'm thinking about all the things I need to get ready for vacation. But I hope this gave you a few tips and a few just, you know, little pieces of advice for just some things that we did to go from a 2-income family to a 1-income family so that I could stay home with my son. And I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!